Hi guys, I miss you. Miss doing these. But I'm back. It's the 19th. It's only taken me 19 days in the new year to get back on these. So that's not bad. That's not bad for Mr. Ryan. You see me this week. You see me last week. Been on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, man. A lot of things happening that are good, that are bad. I've taken some L's, got some dubs. It's what it is. It's being human, man. It's all good. That's life, right? We have good days. We have bad ups, downs, all arounds. But I got to thinking, and I needed to get back on and just kind of talk through this with you guys because it's probably you're going through it in the same thing in your life. You got these things that you're dealing with that some days are better than others, and you feel better about some things that happen this day, but then the next day it feels like you took 10 steps backwards, and it's just that's what it is. And we're looking at trying to make more of a consistent, getting those dubs rather than taking L's. And I've had some friends this week that have had major victories, and I've had some friends this week that are really, really struggling. And so Mr. Ryan's just trying to help the best way I can. But the major message that I've given, no matter what, right, to my friends is this message. And this is beautiful, man. I love this. Maya Angelou. You guys know who Maya Angelou is? All right, Maya Angelou is a poet, an activist, a really wise woman. She's an author, a lot of awesome sayings and a lot of motivational sayings, but nothing works unless you do. Probably should have held that up a little. Nothing works unless you do, right? Live by that. Nothing's going to work unless we work. So, story number one. I have a friend who some of you who are watching this video might know. And it is the ultimate story of breaking a cycle. My friend was facing life in prison and had been detained for months and months and months, hung out with us for a little while, and on Wednesday morning was released home and given a second chance. And hopefully, with successful completion of all the requirements that are on that person, will not have charges that remain on their record as they move into adulthood, which would be amazing. But that person was in a majorly dangerous and just negative cycle of life, heading down a really bad path, mostly brought on by the people that they hung around, dragging them into a lot of stuff that is just not a place for anybody. It's dangerous. It's not productive. It's going to lead to prison or death, period. And that's where they were heading. But they're home, and it's beautiful. They broke the cycle, and now the real work begins, right? Now we make the cycle. Now it's time for that person to get down to business and actually face real life, actually build a new life. So that's the second half, man. Broke the cycle, did the things they needed to do, made some changes, got a new mode of thinking. Now they got to make a new life. It's hard work, but nothing works unless you do. Nothing works unless you do. So I'm keeping that fresh in their head, man, every time I get a chance, as recent as of like 10 minutes ago on text. And then I got another friend who in my personal life was close to in high school, and they are struggling, and they're struggling with addiction, alcoholism to be specific. A lot of mental emotional problems, and it's just really struggling to make it through life right now, and needing every bit of support. But that's another cycle. Addiction's a cycle, and the mental emotional struggles that come along with it, and the broken relationships and all that. It's a cycle, and that's what we do. We break cycles, but I'll break out of this. I'll find my energy back again. It's just it takes a toll on you, and that was another message that I had for you guys today. Is with all the things that you go through, and all the things that you feel inside. Sometimes we think, and I've done this. I'm guilty of it. Like this week, even where I'm just kind of like maybe a little bit more down than usual, and not really vocalizing, not really giving people like an idea of why I'm not maybe feeling like myself, not acting the same way, and not being as talkative and like rah, Mr. Ryan. I'm always like peppy and ready to go. Same for you guys, right? If we don't get out in front of it and let people know, hey, I'm struggling. Like I'm going through some emotional stuff, man. I'm worried about my family, my friends, my court case, my probation, whatever. Everybody around you is just left to guess. That's a hard thing to do because we can't read minds. So nobody's been able to read my mind, and that's why I'm telling you guys, because I feel like you guys deserve an explanation, right? Because my job is to give you my 100% every day, to give staff and supervisors my 100% every day, to give this county and community 100% of me. And I'm doing that, but I'm being quiet about it. I'm being, a little bit off. And it's important for people to understand why. It's not them. It's stuff that's going on in me. And that's okay. Everybody, what's the saying? Everybody is fighting a battle inside that we might know nothing about. We likely don't know anything about. That's okay. But if asked, and if we're having a hard time and struggling, and we feel that emotion bubbling up, man, and if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, what's happening? Like, can I understand?" It's really healthy to get it out. It's really healthy to get it out before you make decisions and let that emotion just kind of drive what you do and just, you do something or say something that you regret and ruin a relationship with maybe a friend or staff here or whatever. Talk it through. That's the strong thing to do. And some of you aren't used to that. Some of you aren't comfortable with that. I get it. You can be with practice. I promise. I was the same way. I didn't want to talk about it. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I felt weak. I felt like a monster. I felt like all the types of things that you guys probably say to yourself as well. I'm here to tell you it's not true, man. The strongest thing you can do is actually get it out, talk about it, talk with people, lean on people for a second. You ain't weak. You ain't weak if you talk about it. You're strong because you're letting it out there. You're letting people know, hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I might not be doing a great job. I might need some help on how to speak it, or maybe controlling my anger or get my anxiety out or something, but I'm trying. And that's important, is the effort you put in. Because nothing works unless you do. Had to read that a few times myself this week. So hey, let's work. I'm going to work too. We're going to break those cycles because we are cycle breakers, baby. That's what we do. Love you guys. I hope you enjoy this message because it's good to be back. I tell you that. We'll see ya.